Oh my gosh. Okay. I didn't know if we were gonna have the opening thing or not. I guess we're
Nope.
just starting.
Just going
Uh
straight into it.
here's the show, and Jimmy's not here, so everybody's happier because there's no Jimmy. Let's do the show. Jovan and Lux. Here is the show. This is the show. Welcome to the show. Hey guys.
Hello,
Welcome.
everybody.
Welcome to Calling It Now, a show without Jimmy Snow, which is probably the best way to do Calling It Now, right? It's
I
it's
mean,
definitely the most fun.
it seems to be everybody's opinion that Jimmy's the worst. I don't know.
Oh my God,
Everybody
so
always telling
true.
him to go fuck himself. So I don't know. I don't know.
So true. So true. It's Jovan and Lux Day.
Yeah, we have not streamed before together. I was gonna ask you anyway. I was like, I need to figure out when I have time for a Friday because I want to or something. Because I'm jealous that you get so many transphobic callers. Honestly, I'm like,
That's that's why you I think we also have to do a show on my stream, because then we'll really get the
that would
but
be so
listen,
fun.
I'll add trans stuff to the list on my side because I simul stream just my face and then
Hmm.
tell people to come over to Jimmy's channel. So I'm gonna put the trans stuff on that one because why not? Um, if you guys want to call 336-543-2101. Uh Jimmy's in the chat said no reason for these strays. You're white. That's reason enough, Jimmy.
I can't say nothing.
I can.
I
Hey
love how your
guys.
mug was one of the best-selling mugs for the mug. Did you end up getting second place with that?
Yeah, because Jimmy cheated.
I know, literally.
Like, I don't think it's fair that the boss gets to enter the contest of the employees. Seems kind of not socialist, if you ask me.
Hmm.
Jimmy
Hmm.
Snow. Oh, I have not logged into Call in Studio to see who might
I
be
was
calling.
just noticing that myself. Like I was like, oh wait, I'm just coming off of producing chewed gum, which like required a lot more from me than usual because we didn't have our regular like Alyssa usually leads and we had no calls. Oh my God. I listen, MAGA out there, you better goddamn call in because I just had to struggle with like 2 minute long calls for the last 2.5 hours.
That was me earlier today. I got like 3 calls during a 3 hour stream. I was like, what are we doing? And you
Yeah,
know
that's
why?
wild.
It's because MAGA is scared shitless. The MAGA are scared. The transphobes are scared. The Christians are scared. They're all scared to defend their beliefs.
Yeah. It's
I'm
like
not scared.
it's coming and going. I felt like it was understandable Christmas week. I'm like, okay, all the Christians, they're actually spending time with their family or whatever. But now you have no excuse. Now it's 2026. It's the new year. Come on, let's go.
New year, new arguments, new. What's a third
Debatable.
new thing?
Are they going to have new arguments? That's the big question.
Oh, I doubt it. I doubt it. There's no way, right?
Yeah, this is like why I stopped doing atheist activism in the first place, like 10 years ago or whatever. I was deep in it and then I kind of pulled back because they don't have anything original to say. So, and now I'm back in it and I'm like, well, at least it feels fresh after a 10-year break.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, no, no. That makes sense. That makes sense. Hey, I want to get a. You see my shelf back there. I
Yeah,
want a bust of the Iron Giant's head. Do we think that exists online?
I'm sure you could commission someone to make one, even if they are not already selling one.
I want an Iron Giant bust. I think that'd be sick.
Like the
Anyway,
cartoon movie?
yeah,
Okay.
the Iron Giant is one of my favorites.
I haven't seen that in
Three.
forever.
336-543-2101. You guys got to call in. You got to call in. Listen, if you're MAGA, I'm going to spend the next 2 to 3 hours that I'm here with Lux talking so much shit. Cause my fuse is about here right now. So I'm just gonna talk as much absolute shit towards MAGA, turf phobes. I guess turf phobia would be good. I was trying to mix turfs and transphobes.
I like, yeah, turf phobia. It has a, it's a little portmanteau moment.
We're not somebody in chat said I want to
Come on, keep it clean. Come on, what are we doing here?
Yo.
That's wild. That's out of pocket.
Anyway, if you want to debate us, listen, 336-543-2101. What do you want to know? I am a fat black socialist who thinks that legal immigrants should be given citizenship. I think that gender affirming healthcare should be free and accessible to anyone at any age. I think that, well, with some stipulations that'll talk, we'll we can like dive into later if we get a call. I think that women should be in charge of all governmental positions. Clearly ain't worked when men have done it.
Mm.
I think that Trump is a fascist. What else? What else can I say, Lux? What else? Back me up here.
Yeah, I mean, Trump is a dictator. School
Dick.
lunches should be free. School lunch should be free is a good one.
True. Tampons in all bathrooms.
True. Tampons in every bathroom, including
Call
the
me
one at your
Tampon
house.
Joe. I think everyone should get free food delivered to their homes once a week. Think about that, chat. That's
I
true
think
communism.
it's true. I think disabled people shouldn't have to live below even the lowest standard of living in order to be on public assistance. Like, you ever think about the fact that
Oh,
like
that's a good one.
disabled people, like we have to pay more to have the same quality of life. Like if I have to buy a special mattress because I can't sleep on a regular mattress and that fucks up everything and makes all of my other health symptoms worse. Like so we not only have to pay more for the same quality of life, but if we're on government assistance, you literally can't own a car because you can't own enough like property that exceeds like $2,000 or something. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's pretty cringe.
I can't believe you know what? Yeah, let's add it to the list. We need all medical items provided free. Free. Every single one.
It's true.
Why
You know
is
what's really
dental care
funny?
not a part of medical care?
That's a very good point. You know, sometimes people, when you bring up this argument that like disability aids should all be covered, somebody who wears glasses will come in and be like, oh, so I should just have like the government should pay for my glasses. Like, girl, yes,
Yes.
your disability is accommodated for in society. Congratulations. But like, yeah, it should be covered.
I will say vision care is probably the cheapest of all insurances. I pay $15 a month.
Not
And
bad.
granted, like if you don't have a spare $15, I understand that. But with that $15, I get a free eye exam every year and up to $150 to spend on lenses or frames. You still have to pay for the lenses. But like still, that is like in terms of insurance, that's not that bad.
Honestly, yeah, which is so funny, just like how other countries look at us. Those other countries with their socialism, their healthcare. Oh, you gotta wait a million years to get on. Like as though I'm not paying twice as much as those countries pay for worse service. That's crazy.
Yo, did you see that woman that was arrested like mid-interview? Who
No.
was okay. So, by the way, if anybody asks me next, like, how are we moving to fascism? There was a woman who was doing a there was a Venezuela protest
Oh, maybe
happening
I did see that.
in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and there was a
Yeah.
woman who was being interviewed for the news who was talking about how like, hey, we don't think this was a good thing that happened. We're against this administration doing this, blah blah blah. Mid interview, the cops come and arrest her. And then she said that what happened was they drove her a couple of blocks to get away from where the protest was, questioned her in the back of the cop car about whether she was Venezuelan, had ties to Venezuela, all this stuff. And then when they didn't have anything, I don't. She went to. They took her to the jail, and then 3 hours after 3 hours they released her
Wow. And she literally was not even like participating in the protest. She was standing there talking to the
off to the
news
side, being interviewed by a
on the
newspaper.
sidewalk. Yeah. Oh my God. This world is
Because this current administration is moving towards fascism. You can't even talk on the news without risking cops pulling you aside and putting you in a squad car.
yeah. And like the thing is too, people think, oh, well, whatever, you just got hassled for a couple hours. Guess what? Every time you apply for a job for the rest of your life, you have to answer yes to the question, have you ever been arrested? So like you cannot tell me that that doesn't have cascading consequences for people down the line, even if it that day was only like 3 hours of having your freedom stolen from you for no reason. But then, like, yeah, it doesn't end on just that 3 hours.
Nope. Nope. Here we are, guys. Here we are. This is the year of our Lord 2026. Uh it's coming. World War III is coming. What are all the countries that are threatening us right now because of the Venezuela thing? It's North Korea, China, Chile, Cuba, Venezuela, Russia. Am I leaving any out? There's a bunch that are literally threatening us right now.
I'm trying not to pay attention, honestly. It's getting too crazy out there for me.
Remember the draft. If you're under 39, over 18, under 39, that draft be coming.
Mm.
Stephen Miller, or not Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller. No, who am I thinking of?
Hegseth?
No, not Hexeth.
No.
Miller, but isn't his? Is it Stephen Miller the guy? Yeah, Stephen Miller. I'm an idiot. Stephen Miller is literally now saying on camera. Is now saying on camera, yo, hey guys, being asked, somebody is like, hey, Stephen Miller, you keep talking about Greenland. Are we going to take it by force? He's like, if we have to, essentially. Yeah, he said, what was it specifically he said? Let me pull it up. Remarks on Greenland. He said like something like, yeah, he said no one's going to fight the United States military over Greenland. Like if we go in, no one's going to fight us for it.
Oh
Crazy.
my
They're
God.
just openly being
And the crazy thing is that he is not wrong. Like it's basically saying like we are like might makes right. Like we are allowed to do anything we want, which like it makes sense that they feel that way because that is how it's bearing out in practice for the most part. I feel like we're starting to see some challenges. Like Trump just said, like, okay, we're gonna back off of the whole putting National Guard in Portland and Chicago and stuff. But I think he said it with this like in case we need to do some, we might do something else later. It's like, okay, are we going to send in the Marines or something? Is like, there's definitely a hanging implication there, but the courts are doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's just a matter of like, are they going to obey the court system? It seems like they're willing to just flagrantly ignore it until it gets to the Supreme Court, at which time it will rule in their favor because we
and
don't
then they
live in a
will continue
functioning
to ignore
society.
it because
Yeah.
they don't. Even if the Supreme Court does not rule in their favor, Trump doesn't give a shit. He does not
Yeah.
care. Like it's the most flagrant disregard for checks and balances that I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, our system is not really designed to put accountability in place, right? Like we can't there is no like vote of no confidence. I know it seems unstable when a country like the UK runs through a prime minister every year, but we should be able to say vote of no confidence. Like we need a new election. We need special election. People need to be arrested like for literally just breaking the law, but none of this is going to happen unfortunately.
Nope. Welcome to the new norm. The new norm, which, fun fact, everybody's going to sit here and be like, well, why is this happening? Blah, 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 blah. And what is blah, 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 blah. This is everything that's happening right now, literally everything that's happening right now, was laid out in Project 2025. All of it.
Literally.
Literally all of it. This isn't new. This isn't this isn't like, oh my gosh, what could be going on right now? This is they said they were going to do this. And MAGA, what's so funny to me is MAGA. I want to go back and in clip in my old debates every MAGA person that was like Project 2025 is not real. He's not a part of it.
Yeah.
He's not a part of that. Fuck you, MAGA. Fuck you.
And like it wasn't even just MAGA. It was like Democrats as well being like, oh, that the bad things that you're worried about aren't actually going to happen. I remember even way back in 2016, me and all of the queer people I knew were like, oh no, like sobbing about Trump winning the first time. And everybody was like, oh, you're overreacting. The Overton window isn't going to switch over that fast. Like, so for him to have lost an election and done January 6th and then have the ability to come back for a second turn. And also the fact that like even during Biden's presidency, there was constant rollbacks. Everybody was like, oh, vote blue no matter who. I'm like, okay, well, it's under a blue president that all these red states are passing laws against trans people. And the Fed is not acting strongly enough to counteract that. And so now we're just in this situation. Now they're trying to pass a federal law that actually has like criminal penalties for providing care to trans youth.
Yeah, it
So
went through the
yeah,
Senate already, right? Like Senate already
I
voted on it.
I think that yeah, it passed one and it needed to pass the other, and that's the last I heard about it.
Let me go just see so we can give people accurate information. No, it
Hmm.
was the House. It passed through the House.
Okay, yeah,
So
it's
the
like they're
House
gonna
passed
struggle
it.
with the Senate.
HR 349. I mean, I don't see this legally, personally. This of all bills seems like it's like legally make. First of all, the federal government doesn't really have say over the way states handle medical care. That's kind of a whole. Did you MAGA? If you're watching, did you not want states' rights? Was that a lie? Can we get a poll? Can Jimmy or Ahmad start a poll? I don't know who's polling today. Can we ask MAGA, did y'all want states' rights? Or was that a lie? I know it was a lie. I'm just wondering if you'll tell me if it was a lie. Truthfully.
Yeah, do you want small government? Y'all keep talking about how you want the government to be small, and yet it's encroaching more and more on our personal freedoms. So,
Yeah,
kind of
what
seems like I should have the freedom to do whatever I want with my body, right?
what happened to the small government, guys? Where's your small government when Donald Trump is breaking international law and kidnapping? I saw somebody go, but we had a warrant for his arrest. Yes, if he stepped foot in America. Had
Yeah,
he stepped foot in America and we arrested him, you wouldn't hear me saying shit about it.
you don't have jurisdiction in another country. If we do something here in America that breaks a law that's a law in Germany, Germany can't extradite you to Germany for like because you're in the United States, you're under the jurisdiction of the United States of America. It's like how can you justify like genuinely just completely ignoring the sovereignty of another nation? Well, you know what? To be fair, we do that all the time because the Native American nations are supposed to be sovereign, and we say fuck you to them all the time. So that was my
This
mistake.
is
That was my
this
bad.
is nothing new. This is Iraq 2.0. Quite literally down to them being like, look at all the Venezuelans celebrating, which by the way, a bunch of the videos like Alex Jones shared a video of Venezuelans celebrating. Nick Shirley, that new their new fucking Charlie Kirk is sharing videos of people celebrating. Both videos that those people that they shared weren't of this. It wasn't even of this year. It wasn't even videos
Mm.
from this year. They're lying to you. MAGA is consistently being lied to, and you guys feed the bullshit because you don't know how to fact check yourself. You don't know how to research. It's getting embarrassing, bro. 336-543-2101. We got calls, Lux.
Yeah.
We'll quickly get through this first one, and then the second one seems a bit more interesting. So we'll bring up Dan from Colombia. Dan from Colombia, you're on the line with Jovan and Lux. How you doing today, Dan? That does anybody hear Dan or am
Nope.
I
Dan, are you there?
Dan? I didn't. We didn't test the call-in thing today.
No. If you're on the
So
web caller, if your phone went to sleep on the web caller, Dan, you might have to like wake your phone back up.
Dan, hello.
We can always put him back in the queue for now.
Yeah. Let's put him back in the queue and see if.
I'm pretty sure I heard him.
Well, do you want to see if you can hear him, Luthien, in the screening room? Because then that will tell us if it's an issue with.
Well,
If you
well,
heard
I
him in the
can because I
screening-
screened him.
Hold on. If you heard him in the screening room, but we can't hear him, go into vMix to his input and make sure the M is selected.
It wouldn't be a proper show without some technical issues.
Legitimately, Call-In Studio just kept dropping people after like 2 minutes during Chewed Gum. I did not know what the hell was going on. It was crazy.
Genuinely wish there was a better program.
Go
Genuinely.
ahead and
We're
try
working on
again.
it. Okay, we'll try
All right,
again.
we'll try it now. Dan from Colombia, can you hear us now? Dan, can you hear us? Okay, let's go to the next person. Maybe Dan will wake up later. Let's bring up instead. We'll bring up Darren from whatever state Mo is. Do you know? I don't know what state. Missouri.
It's Missouri. Yeah.
Darren from Missouri. You're on the line with Jovan and Lux. How are you doing today, Darren? Still nothing.
I think,
Okay.
interestingly, the audience seems to be able to hear him.
Huh?
Nani desu ka?
Nani? Okay, I'm gonna return him to queue while we figure this out.
Yes.
Okay, I can hear him, but you can't, so I'm gonna figure that out.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
No worries.
We'll just keep vamping while we wait and
We'll
figure
just
out
keep
this.
pissing people off, you know.
Love it, need it, gotta have it. Let's keep talking about how fucking stupid MAGA is while we wait.
Oh,
You
I
know what
guess
my Oh,
I
go
love
ahead.
how I say something and then it prompts a whole. So there were a couple people who I thought said like I could hear him, but then I said the audience can hear him, and then I have a just deluge of people saying no, I don't hear them. So okay. Thanks everybody for helping keep us on track here.
Yeah, help keeping us on our toes. On our toesies. Luthien, just let us know when we can try again. Also, still call in 336-543-2101 if you think
Okay, you
can
should be good
handle
now.
this. Okay, beautiful. Let's try Dan first. Still, Dan, Columbia. Can you hear us? Yeah, there we go.
Hey, we
Hey,
got him.
Dan from Columbia. You're on with Jovan and Lux. How are you doing today, Dan?
Hello,
When
hello,
you try-
hello.
Yeah,
Hey,
Dan,
can you
we
hear
can
us?
hear you. Can you hear us?
No. Nope, still don't got it. Okay.
When you try your best, but you don't succeed.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's throw Dan back into the queue until we can figure this out.
I have a critical question that I want to. Okay, my eardrums.
Mine too.
Sorry.
No, you're good, Luthien.
What is the difference between socialism and communism?
Socialism can have a state. Communism has no state.
Literally, okay, that's what I thought the whole. Okay, literally, commune equals communism, right? Like it's requires a decentralized, stateless situation. Like I feel like it requires a smaller scale.
Yeah, Engels specifically has a quote about the dissolution of the state. Let me see if I can pull up.
I tried to read the
Okay,
Conquest
try
of
again.
Bread, but I agreed with everything he said, and it was boring. So I haven't read much theory.
Okay, hold on. We also have we'll have a potential. Oh no, we didn't. I thought we had a potential call about socialism. Which maybe we can get to. Let's just check Dan again. Dan, can you hear us?
Oh.
Nope.
I think maybe we just move on.
Let's try Darren. Darren from Missouri, can you hear us? Darren, Missouri, Darren. Hello. Okay, gonna just send back.
Okay. I think the demons are in the line. Like the demons are they're just in the phone lines right now. It kind of seems like what's happening.
By the way, I've got Engel's quote here. It's as soon as there's no longer any social class to be held in subjugation, as soon as class rule and the individual struggle for existence based upon the present anarchy in production, with the collisions and excesses arising from the struggle are removed, nothing more remains. Essentially saying that the state will naturally just go away as soon as social classes go away.
Okay. Someone in the chat said, like,
Hey, we're gonna have to do a quick we're gonna have to do a quick reset, so there'll be a blip on their end.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. Guys, we're doing a quick reset. There will be a blip on Jimmy's stream. There won't be a blip on my stream. Just FYI. But we're gonna do a quick reset so we can fix the call system. System went down harder than Charlie Kirk. Huh?
Oh no.
Sorry, was that live?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess
live on my end.
I think we're back on Jimmy now. Jimmy Snow in the line, back online.
Let me say it again though. System went down harder than Charlie Kirk. Just to make sure everybody heard the joke.
Gotta make sure.
Anyway, we're back up. We're gonna try.
Go ahead and test.
Okay, let's test. Let's try to pull up now. Darren from Missouri. We're gonna pull you up now, Darren. Darren from Missouri, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
There we
Hey.
go. Fixed it. Thank you, Papa Jim.
Hey, you guys,
Uh,
you guys can do one thing right.
what's that?
We figured something out.
You're a little quiet though, Darren. Is there any way to
Yeah,
get a little
I
closer
can
to your
hear ya.
mic? Oh,
Hey, yeah, the
Oh.
left can finally fix something.
oh, there is a massive lag. Like not like massive. Am I the only one that's hearing the lag?
It's a bit of a lag. Yeah.
A
Darren, tell us
bit.
what
It's
you want
like
to talk about today. So let's see how long it takes for the communication.
Okay.
Darren, what do you got to talk about today?
Yep, I'm here. I want to talk about transgender issues in the military. I think it's a waste of taxpayer dollars.
Yo, hold on. That's like a 30-second lag. There's no Darren, if you can hear me, tell me your favorite color.
Blue.
Yeah. That's 19
Yeah.
seconds. That's 19 seconds. There's no way. Darren, you're gonna let's try calling back to see if that will fix the lag. We'll bring your call up very first if you try calling back. Because there's like a
Okay.
19-second lag. So I don't know if that 19-second lag is from you or from us, but let's try calling back and seeing if that resets it, okay? "19 seconds is crazy.
That is a long time.
Like a 2-second lag we could handle. A 19-second lag, I can't do nothing with that.
Yeah, we can have a conversation on that timeline.
But let's let Darren call back, and then we'll answer Darren's call first of all. First and foremost, we'll answer Darren's call. We got a bunch of people in the queue, though. Stay in the queue, because we'll get to you, especially if you're MAGA. If you're not MAGA, there's a chance we won't get to you, but if you're not calling to debate. But if you are calling to debate, stay in the queue. We'll get to you. 336-543-2101 to talk to two leftists. I call myself a leftist cuck. Lux, do you call yourself a leftist cuck?
I mean, I'm too hot to be sitting in the chair, but sure.
Fucking savage. God damn. Ate with that. Self-actualize that shit.
Listen.
Let's see if we can get Darren back in. There's Darren. Okay. Let's check it now. Darren, Missouri, tell us your favorite color now.
Blue.
There we go.
go.
Fixed it. There we go. Now, Darren, you're telling us that you think trans people shouldn't be in the military? How come, Darren?
Okay, so if I don't know if anybody's ever served in the military, but I did for 20 years, and on the latter end of my service, I saw this, transgenders coming in the military, and it actually wasn't transgenders entering service; it was people entering service, and then at that point, because of the healthcare structure, they start going through their transgender process, and if anybody's familiar with that. Because I am, because I've seen all this play out. If you have any job in the military that requires physicality, once you start going through the hormone treatment, and specifically when you start going through the treatments, you are out of service as far as employment is concerned. You're still active, but you're out of service as far as employment is concerned. So if you deal with weapons, if you deal with hikes, if you deal with shoot, move, and communicate, any of those, which is what you all see our military doing for defense of this nation, they're out of the fight. So it does not make any sense to me, anyways, again, not a doctor, but definitely a military service member, to employ an individual in a capacity, bring them in, and then pay for their surgeries. Again, all taxpayer dollars footing this surgery. And the time, don't get me started on the manpower issue, but the time that they're investing in that. And if you were to equate that to a civilian job, if you, say, for instance, owned a lawn mowing business, would you hire somebody that couldn't do the job? And so that's my
I'm
issue.
sorry,
with
I'm
the
confused
transgender
though. I'm confused why they can't do the
Uh-huh.
job. I'm so confused why they
because
can't do
of
the job.
physical. Yeah, trust me, I was too. So when they come in and they are in service, so these guys have been through boot camp, all that fun stuff. They are male, female, or whatever anybody wants to call it. I don't have any issues with that either. But what I care about and what any business owner would care about is employment. They couldn't do the job because of medical restrictions from their surgeon, from their doctor, from their primary care provider while they're on the hormone treatment. And obviously, if they're getting the treatment done, the surgical treatment done, they're also put in a status in which, hey, if you've had surgery, anybody's going to tell you can't run 3 miles, right? If you've had surgery, so you have to have recovery time. All of that is being footed by the taxpayer dollar, and in addition to that is affecting military readiness.
So I would like to ask a question, because I've
Yep.
known of numerous service members who are like 20 years into their service. Is it more of a waste of taxpayer dollars to pay for a $10 a month prescription, or is it more of a waste of taxpayer dollars to discharge a service member that we've invested 20 years of training in?
$10, I don't. So this is where the left accuses MAGA of pivoting.
Can you just answer the question directly?
So,
I'm asking you, is it a waste of taxpayer dollars to discharge service members who've been serving this country for 20 years, who represent a significant investment, who are at the higher levels of military, like doctors, for example? Like, I don't know if you know Dr. Ben, but he is a transgender man who has just been discharged from the military, basically right at the end of his medical training. So the military paid for him to be a medical professional for the military, and then they're discharging him. Was that a waste of taxpayer money, do you think?
No, it's not. And I'll tell you why. Because the principle of the policy that pertains to that, when that individual went through their transition, right? What were the man hours that were unaccounted for when that individual went through their transition? That should be the question of every person that taxpayer dollars. Just like a CEO, Fortune 500 company.
Wait,
what
so
do
then,
they care
so
about?
then,
Who?
hold on, Anthony, or Darren, sorry, Darren, do you have the, I'm reading the wrong name. Darren, do you have how much man hours were lost? You seem to know, so why don't you tell us?
If you're talking about the physicality of the job, if they are, say, for example, working with weapon systems and they can no longer work with weapon systems, you're talking 100% of the manpower. And you know why?
Why would they no longer be able to work with weapon systems?
You can ask the primary care providers and the surgeons that designed the program.
I'm asking you because you're making the assertion.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm asking you.
It's not my. But my point is, what I'm trying to say with that is that's not my job as a manager in that field. If a medical provider tells me, listen,
so you don't
this
know.
individual is, because I'm not part of the medical program. It's the structure within the military and the healthcare program that designs it. Right.
So the military is taking these people off of service, and you're blaming the person for the fact that the military structure has decided to take them off of their duties?
No, and I know what you're doing. You're targeting. And that's not what I'm trying to do.
Well, I'm trying to repeat what you just said in a way that indicates that I understand it and that you can respond to. Because what I'm hearing you say is that the military doctors that are administrating this care are the ones giving the direction that someone who works nebulously with weapons systems, which, like, not that hard to shoot a gun, TBH, that they're being pulled from service. So I'm trying to figure out, like, who's even making that decision.
Yeah. Well, it's because, like, okay, if you've had a surgery before, right? Let's say someone has a vasectomy, right? If they have a vasectomy, the next day they're not running 3 miles. Why? Because it's adverse to their physical condition, right?
So should we kick anybody out of the military that has to get a medical treatment that takes them out of commission? We should just kick them out of the military?
Absolutely, because you are talking about an agenda that takes 2 years, sometimes 1 to 2 years to fully transition.
Okay, you don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know how transition works, my G. You don't know how
any given surgery takes 6 to 8 weeks to recover from. So usually for lots of trans people, like trans women in particular, have like usually one major surgery. And so they're out of commission for 6 to 8 weeks. If a service member has been serving this country for more than a decade, do you think that we could maybe tolerate giving them 8 weeks of paid downtime? Do you think our military could survive?
As a tax-paying citizen, absolutely not.
So do you think that we should pay
not
for
paying-
appendicitis, like appendix removals? Do you think that that is a drain on our military?
Which takes how long to recover from?
6 to 8 weeks,
my
like I
point.
just said.
And so, exactly. So
6 to 8
no,
weeks
it's not.
of downtime.
No, it's not. No, it's
to
not.
recover from
You're
any
lying.
surgery.
And so the whole,
I think that you just don't know anything.
Does appendicitis require hormone treatment? No, it doesn't. No, you're just not hearing what you want to hear because it doesn't align with the trans agenda.
So again, a $10 a month prescription that the government can negotiate a price for.
Oh, okay, you pivoted. Hey, look, the left pivoted. That's my point.
You're bringing up that it's an ongoing
an
prescription.
agenda.
It's like there are other
Because
medications
it's
that service
taxpayer
members have to
dollars.
take.
It's
Homie, you don't know what you're
taxpayer
talking
dollars
about.
funding
You literally
hormonal
don't know what you're. Who cares? Good.
Oh,
Good.
okay. So now you're going to
Good.
go with you don't know what you're talking about.
You don't.
What's your job in the
taxpayer
military?
dollars.
I want to know what your job is in the military.
I'm not in the military anymore.
Oh, well, what
I'm not
was
in
your
the
job in the
military
military?
Why does that matter?
Because you don't know anything, and I want to know why you
Sure.
think you get to have an opinion about this.
Because I served 20 years in the military and I saw it happen. So if you're trying to go with identifying me, then what the hell's the point?
I'm not
Okay,
trying to
let's say
identify you. I don't care
I'm
who you
talking
are.
about-
I literally am going to
I
forget
am
your name
talking-
after
so
this
then why are
phone
you
call.
asking? I served
Because-
20 years in the military.
Okay,
and
because
I've
you
seen
don't
this happen.
understand,
If you
Darren.
don't care about your
I'm sorry,
tax-
Jovan, that
you
I'm
pay
kind of
taxes?
monopolizing this one.
No, go ahead.
You don't understand
pay
that
taxes?
a surgery takes about 6 to 8 weeks to recover from. Someone might need a prescription ongoing for their medical care. And now I understand that there are certain medical things, like you can't be actively deployed if you have the type of diabetes where you're having to inject yourself all the time. Like, I get it. I know that there are certain restrictions, but I also know
You
that
can't be
there
in
are
the military
plenty.
with diabetes.
Okay,
can't be
homie,
in the
I just
military with
fucking said
diabetes.
that. I did not need you to interrupt me to
Okay,
tell me what I
so
just
that's
said.
my
Thank you very
point.
much.
So
So
if
what
you're
I'm
going through
saying
a
is,
hormone,
oh my
bye.
God, oh my God, oh my God, Darren, can you just shut up for 5 seconds? What I'm saying
You're
is
a
that there
person of
are
faith.
plenty. Okay, you know
Dang.
what? Hold on. I'm just muting you because you are not respectful enough to just fucking sit there and listen to me tell you when you're wrong. So the thing is that there are plenty of medical conditions where you can still serve, where the taxpayer is still paying a monthly for whatever your prescription is, and that we're not saying like it's impossible for you to serve if you need literally any prescription. Are you saying any ongoing medical care should disqualify someone from being active duty in the military? You are now unmuted.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so you're just transphobic prejudiced in this case.
Oh wow, yeah, that's your ideals. I'm glad you're a person of faith and saying,
Justify
oh my God, I like
justify
that.
the difference.
But my point
Justify
is-
the difference
Why-
between
wait,
someone
wait.
getting Ritalin
The
versus someone
difference
getting
is
hormones.
Wait, Lux, did you hear? He said
I'm
he thinks
listening.
you're a person of faith.
Oh, am I? That's news to me.
Crazy.
You're saying,
Didn't know-
oh my God. So anyway, so my point is that when you're going through your hormonal treatments, so answer me this, since I don't know anything about transgenders.
I actually
From
asked you a question.
Start to finish. From start
I actually
to
asked
finish,
you a
because,
question,
yeah,
which was, what is
well,
the difference between ongoing
Wait,
medical
wait,
care
I got
for
this.
any other thing?
Wait, Lux,
Right.
I have a better question
because
for him.
you're
I have a better
answering
question for him.
questions with a question,
Please.
so
Hey,
why don't I answer
Hey,
questions with a question?
Darren, before you get
Send
that, you're
it.
cool with Darren. Before we get there, you're cool with trans women in sports, right?
With what?
Trans women in sports, right? You're down with that?
Hold on, I don't know the terminology with this stuff, but like a guy that's going to become a girl playing in girl sports.
Can trans women play in women's sports?
You're going to have to define that, because you got trans women, and from what I know, that's a person, that's a guy that wants to become a woman, correct?
A trans woman would be a woman whose gender identity does not align with their sex.
So what were they born as? Let's start with that.
Sorry, did I use words that were too big for you?
Well, it's because you're being a play on words. So if you're saying that a guy
A
who
play
wants
on
a vagina
words.
is going to play in, yeah, if you're saying the guy who wants a vagina is going to play in girl sports, absolutely not.
Why not?
Because the biomechanical structure of that individual is totally different from those in the sports, and it's based
So?
off standards at that point.
Wait,
It's based
so
off
what?
standards because they
So
have,
what if
because
Wait,
they
I
have
thought you
more
just said they would
testosterone, they have
become
more
weaker.
strength.
I thought you just said they'd become. Oh, so they do keep their strength.
I did not say they become weaker.
Oh,
At
so they
what
do keep
point did
their
I
they
say
do
they
keep their
become
strength.
weaker?
You said they wouldn't be able to physically
Exactly.
do the job because they're undergoing HRT.
You didn't hear what I said. I said that when they're going through the program of transitioning, they're put in
Which for a lot of people is simply just HRT. When you're hold on, when you're undergoing HRT, there is no physical limitation put upon you by your primary care provider.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
You're wrong. If you
No, I'm
work some
not.
admin job in the civilian sector, maybe not. But if you're hiking around doing things that actually require you to shoot, move, communicate, you are 100%. And I've seen this with my own two eyes. If you haven't served, you don't know. Sorry. You get to mute
Darren,
yourself on the topic.
I'm going to be so honest here. If intelligence was a color, you
Well,
would be
make
clear.
sure you're not lying. I don't want you to lie. Make sure you don't say you're oh my God, because I want you to be a person of faith.
Darren, you know, like sayings exist, right? Darren, wait, real quick. When I say I'm so hungry,
like
I could
your
eat a
pronouns
horse.
don't exist
Wait,
to me.
Darren, when I say I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse, do you think I want to actually eat a horse? You don't know. You take everything literally, don't you, Darren?
That's
More
actually a
autistic than we
figure of
are.
speech, not a saying.
That's embarrassing.
It's not
So
a saying, it's a figure of speech.
Cool. Could oh my God be a figure of speech, Darren? Could it be a figure of speech, Darren? Could it just be something that's like in the lexicon of people?
On Earth, as we exist in a
Embarrassing.
higher being and we believe in a higher being, people say, "Oh my God!" So that lady, her, him, whatever, is a person of faith. I appreciate
I think
that.
you're too
Christian
fucking
virtue
stupid to have a
still exists.
conversation with, and we've got way more people on the line,
got
so I'm
you.
happy to move on.
You're upset.
Darren, if you're not here to have a serious conversation, then we're going to move on. Nobody's here. Like, if you're just here because, like,
I am.
You're not.
But
You're not.
I
Because
am,
did you just hear? Did you just hear?
Here's
Darren, muting you real quick. We'll move on in a second, Lex. I'm going to mute him real quick. Here's the thing, Dare Bear. Okay? You didn't get us. You didn't get to us. But there are multiple other people in the calling queue. So we don't need to waste our time with you performing. That's all you're doing. You said an incorrect statement. You said doctors are going to place physical restrictions on you when you take HRT. This is an incorrect statement. They don't do this for civvies, and I promise you they don't do this in the military. They don't set physical limitations on what you can do because you're on HRT. So Darren, as I said earlier, if colors were intelligence, you would be clear. Goodbye. Have a good rest of your day.
He also repeated what I had tried to get him to clarify. I was like, okay, so what you're saying is that military doctors are declaring that these people need to be taken out of active duty. And he was like, no, that's not what I said. Like, okay, you're not here to have an honest conversation. Cool.
Not at all. Not
Love
at all.
that this is the kind of person who makes up our armed forces.
Guys, 336-543-2101 if you want to argue with me and Lux. If you think you can handle us and actually, have some semblance of a coherent argument, call in. Let's move on to the next person. Not really sure what this call is going to be, but we'll see. Devil, he, him from Kentucky. Devil, you're calling in to tell us that pronouns don't matter and Trump is a hypocrite. Well, welcome on. Oh, you're on the line with Jovan and Lux. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm from Kentucky. I just want to say something first before we kind of argue about this or something like that. Because I think your movement would be a whole lot more better if you didn't add the weirdo pronoun stuff. You may disagree.
Okay. I don't care. Moving on to the next call.
You just did 2 strikes in one sentence for not knowing how grammar works. No, that's fine. That's 2 strikes in one sentence
stupid.
for grammar. I don't like pronouns, and it would be more better.
Your movement would be better if you didn't use proper grammar. Goodbye. I'm not having that call. I'm going to talk to somebody that actually has
public
a disagreement.
education.
I hate when
crazy.
people Jimmy would sit here for 15 minutes and be like, "Why don't you start your own show and you do it?" No, I'm just going to drop you because it's not an actual debate. It's not an argument. Oh,
yeah.
Your movement would be better if you didn't do pronouns. What does that even mean?
Goofy. These people are goofy.
Yo, straight up, yo. I told y'all my fuse is short today. I don't give a. Oh! Anyway, let's bring up the next person.
Yup.
You know what we should do? Wait, really quickly. Can you message Dr. Ben and ask Ben if their doctor had them restrict?
Yes,
Do You think it's not a question
he
we should
usually
ask?
responds really fast, like really quickly. Actually, I was just like, oh no, let me go find Dr. Ben in my Discord. There he is.
That would be such a good dunk. Let's bring up the next person. Luthien, I need a clip of that, by the way. I want a clip of what I just did. Let's bring up Anthony, who is a conservative from Texas. Anthony, you're on the line with Jovan and Lux. How are you doing today?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. How are you guys?
We're chilling, Anthony. We're chilling. Why don't you tell us what you're calling in about?
So basically my whole argument is that I just think that there's like a threshold where just like crime, gang control, uncontrolled like border flow, it just becomes so bad that normal institutions like get like going to court, warrants, like immigration backlogs, things like that, they just like stop working fast enough to protect like an average citizen. So like the core premise of what I'm trying to say is like civil liberties can only function if the country, the state that you live in can actually guarantee your basic safety, right? So if people are afraid to like leave their homes or use public spaces or even trust like borders, law enforcement, right? Then your rights basically only exist on paper, but they don't actually exist in reality, the reality that exists around you. So basically what I wanted to point at was I think a lot of people have criticized Donald Trump for the way that he's handling immigration, the way that ICE is capturing some people, kind of going scorched earth, right? But I kind of look to examples like El Salvador, like the president Nayib Bukele.
Talking about Bukele, who's an admitted fascist dictator, who like self-admitted called himself a dictator.
Yeah, and I am talking about him.
Okay, so you think that the United States?
I'm not done.
I just want to. I know, but you've now been talking for like 2 minutes, and we haven't gotten into the meat yet. So let me just square up what you're saying really quickly. You're saying that because of all these things that you deem as negative, in order to combat that, we should get a dictator who removes our civil rights and civil liberties, because you believe those civil rights and civil liberties don't matter if there's too many immigrants.
No, they matter. It's just that there comes a point where it's a bottleneck. They become bottlenecks to guarantee our basic safety.
Bukele kidnaps people and throws them into prison camps.
I completely agree with you. However, you know what he also did is he severely reduced the crime rate in El Salvador down to the point where the crime rate is. Yeah, he did. I totally agree with you.
So
now the crime rate is comparable to Singapore. And
because
Singapore is also
a
police state.
Yes, and they also
I don't
kidnap
disagree.
people in Singapore. You believe innocent people should be kidnapped if it means the crime rate goes down?
It's like a byproduct of a greater good.
It's not a byproduct. It's a direct cause.
Yeah, it's a negative cause. Like I don't like in a vacuum they should not, right? But the thing is that if we allow our own like civil liberties, our own rights to be infringed, maybe just a little bit, I feel like a lot of these bottlenecks can be opened, and we can actually have some progress in society. The way that El Salvador
would you allow and agree that like let's say this goes into effect, and the Trump administration says, Anthony, we're sending you to a concentration camp. You'd be like, okay, that's fine.
Well, of course, any person is going to act out of their own interest, right?
So you wouldn't be okay with them
like,
hold on. You said that if we willingly give up some civil liberties, but now you're saying you wouldn't willingly give up this civil liberty of yours. Why not?
Oh, because that's out of my own interest.
Okay, so you're just an asshole?
I don't know why you're.
You think other people? Because I'm name calling because you're a Nazi. You think other people should go to concentration camps to protect you, but you shouldn't go to those concentration camps to protect other people?
Well, I don't agree with taking them to a concentration camp. That's not what I'm suggesting.
Trump has. Wait. Bukele runs a concentration camp. CCOT is a concentration camp. Trump sends people to CCOT. That's a concentration camp. You said we should act like Bukele, who sends people to concentration camps. Sorry, what would you call a prison camp that we send innocent people and force them into in large numbers and harsh conditions? What would you call that? I would call it a concentration camp. What would you call it?
I would call it a concentration camp as well, but I didn't say that we should emulate exactly what El Salvador did. What I'm saying is that there's certain civil liberties that I think yeah, like for example, like the ICE raids that are happening. I understand. Like I would not, like, if you're gonna throw these people in a concentration camp, that is fucked up. You know, I know El Salvador did fucked up things. Yeah, that is what's happening, right? Now, what I'm proposing is that I don't really agree with that, but what I do agree with is like indiscriminately targeting. You might be targeting like certain areas that are known for having illegal immigrants, and maybe just doing aggressive checks to see if they are citizens or not. And if they are not, you just deport them. We don't have to send them to concentration camps or anything like that. That's a waste of our taxpayer money.
The problem here is that citizens are being put in these detention centers under suspicion of. Yeah, so it's kind of insane that you want to live in a society where a significant portion of your neighbors live in fear, and that's a justified fear, and that it's acceptable, like that it's an acceptable trade-off to worry that you're going to lose a week of income.
Live in fear.
Excuse me, that you're going to lose a week of income, that your children aren't going to have someone to care for them and who knows how long, when you know you have your paperwork, and they're just like, we don't really care.
Well, that's like wrong. If you have your paperwork, then you have your paperwork.
Okay, but the thing is that
they've literally sent people with paperwork to CCOT.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying that the Trump administration has done it perfectly. However, do you think
if you give a dictator an inch, they'll take a mile?
Not all of them. I don't think it's
which dictator
valid to generalize every single one like that.
To generalize dictators? You don't think it's valid to generalize dictators who remove civil rights for military
power? You're saying that every
power?
Single dictator is exactly the same?
Name one dictator that hasn't committed human rights atrocities.
Personally, I would say I wouldn't even call atrocities what Bukele has done.
You wouldn't call Bukele kidnapping people off the streets and torturing them atrocities. What would you call it?
I feel like I look at the net good. The net,
Sorry,
I guess the net gain.
I didn't ask what the net gain was. I asked what you would call kidnapping somebody off the street who's innocent and torturing them. What would you call that? What would you call kidnapping political opponents and torturing them? What would you call that?
Well, is that what Bukele has done? He's kidnapped political opponents and tortured them?
Yes. What would you call it?
Because they're his political opponents, or because they're gang members?
What would you call it? What would you call it when you go into the Congress of your country and hold them at gunpoint and force them to pass laws that you want passed? What would you call that?
Not an atrocity. I would just call that an infringement on. No, I'm not an atrocity. I mean, that's not an atrocity.
Great. And the torturing, what about that?
I mean, yeah, it's fucked up, but it's you know what is fucked up though? It's like
atrocity. But torturing is not a human. Can you just answer the question? I don't need your question with you pivoting to something else. I don't want to know what's also fucked up. Is torturing someone hardcore. Is torturing someone a human rights violation? Yes or no?
It's not a binary question. I feel like it's more nuanced.
It's not. Shut the fuck up. Yes, it's nuanced. Torturing is a nuanced question. In what instance is torturing somebody okay?
I'll give you one. When the CIA is literally torturing people, enemies of foreign states, for example, that are deemed to be terrorist groups, a lot of people seem to be okay with that.
No, it's also
what do you mean
wrong.
That's wrong.
I hate to break.
There's literal CIA agents that have gone on record, and if
it's wrong.
There's actually one that got in trouble about 2 years ago.
Yes, and it's wrong
because
it's wrong. Did you think when America did Abu Ghraib? Do you think that was good?
I'm not familiar with who that is.
You don't know what Abu Ghraib is?
No, I don't. But it's not really the topic I'm talking about.
It was a political prison that we ran in fucking where was Abu Ghraib? Chat Iraq, Iran. Where was Abu Ghraib? Iraq. It was a prison we ran in Iraq where we tortured people. tortured them,
Right.
viciously torturing. And
Were
90%
they
of the people in
terrorists or
Abu
what were
Ghraib,
they?
90% of the people, through the U.S.'s own admission, 90% of the people in Abu Ghraib were innocent.
Okay, then that's an atrocity. But if 90% were not, it would not
But
be
you'd
an
be
atrocity.
okay. But you'd
Even
be
if
okay with that happening. But you would be okay with that happening
That's
if it
literally what I
meant that
just said.
Wait, would you be okay with this happening if it meant that we got gang members off the streets?
If we got significantly lower gang members on the streets and we got significantly lower crime rates and people don't have to worry about whether they're going to get shot by somebody or whether, whatever it may be, whatever a regular U.S. citizen is afraid of, I feel like that is a net good, and that is something worth doing.
They
How
just
come
have
you
to
don't
worry
answer-
about
how-
police brutality.
Literally,
So
how
like,
come you don't answer
they don't have to
questions
worry about getting
directly?
shot by a gang member, but they do have to worry about being tasered by a cop. Like, you realize
Not
that
just
that's
tasered,
Well,
not
when I was in
kidnapped
El
and sent
Salvador, I never
sent
had
to a prison
to
camp.
worry about being
Wow,
abducted
I
or
didn't
anything
have
like that.
guys. I wasn't abducted, so clearly it's okay. You're a fucking Nazi, bro. You want a police state. You want. Maybe you're not a Nazi.
You know
you're
what?
a fucking fascist.
I
that's
half
for
agree
sure.
with you. I half agree with you. I'm not definitely not a Nazi or a fascist, but I think we need a temporary police state in order
You
to
think we
get
need?
conditions
Wait,
back
that's
to
fascism.
acceptable
A
levels.
police state would be a police
violent
state
crime
is
is
fascism.
down. Everywhere across this
Been
country,
down.
violent crime has been down.
It's not
So
down enough.
What problem?
Compare it to any other developed nation, and we still have a high crime rate.
Oh, you know what would be a great solution to that problem?
Fixing poverty.
Gun control.
What leads to crime? What leads to crime, Anthony? What do you think causes crime?
Yeah, I think poverty and people just being in need. Sometimes it can be drugs.
So why don't we fix poverty? What's
why don't we fix drugs?
Hate to break it to you. What's the biggest cause for addiction? This is gonna be great.
I'm not familiar. Like I don't know anybody
Poverty,
who
genius.
is addicted.
It's poverty. It's poverty, genius. Poverty is the number one causer of addiction.
I've been
Yes, I
respectful with
do,
you.
because you're a fucking fascist who wants a police state. Fuck you. I don't want to be condescending. Eat my asshole.
The world
The
you want to
fuck?
live in is a terrible place.
Sorry, I didn't catch the last thing you said.
The world that you would like to live in is a terrible place. You are advocating for a situation where your
think
neighbors,
Singapore is a
your
terrible place?
hardworking neighbors, have to live in fear.
Singapore is much safer than the United States.
I don't care if
what
a
you guys
country
would call
is
a police
safer.
state.
I don't
Oh, now
care
you
if
don't
it's
care?
safer. If the way that I've never given a fuck about safety, if the safety comes at the cost of a police
That's the
state,
problem if you don't
shit.
care about safety.
Do you not
Safety is
value-
paramount.
God
I'm
damn,
sorry.
bro. Safety for who? Safety for all the countless people that get kidnapped? Safety for all the people who want to protest, but no, goddamn, God forbid you protest. Safe for who? It's safe for you in an instance because they're not targeting you right now.
Well, yeah.
Just like
I'm
an
guess
American.
what? Hold on real quick, Lex. I just want to point out crime rates dropped drastically when the Nazis took charge. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Do you think it was good that the crime rates dropped drastically when the Nazis took charge?
Well, I don't agree with killing Jews or killing people.
It's not what I asked you.
Like,
Can you answer a question that's asked of you? That's not what I asked you. I didn't ask if you agreed with killing Jews. I said, do you think it's good that the Nazis lowered the crime rates?
Sure, yeah, that is a good thing. If they did lower the crime rates, then that in
Go
a
ahead,
vacuum
Lux.
is a good thing.
It's just crazy. Like, I'm an American,
asked me
and
about crime rates.
it's an American value to value freedom. And like, it's just insane to hear people who are all like, America first, just saying like, yeah, it's fine if my neighbors don't have freedom.
I understand what you're saying. You guys are totally valid in your points. But I'm saying for the people in El Salvador who lived in a world before Bukele, how much freedom did they really have when they couldn't even go to the streets without the risk of possibly being shot by a gang member?
So you just replaced one gang with another. You just replaced one gang with another.
Okay, and you don't believe that one gang may be better than the other?
No.
You're saying that you want your country
do you live in
to
a
be
utopia
run
where
by
there
a
are no
gang?
gangs?
You are saying that you
We
want
do not
your
live in a
country,
utopia where
you
there's
want
no
your
gangs.
neighborhood
Sometimes
to
you
be
have to
policed
pick
by
the
a
devil you
gang.
sleep with.
You want
Sometimes
to
you have
live
to pick your
in a
poison.
neighborhood where a gang patrols the streets and kidnaps people and sends them to concentration camps.
Kidnaps bad people.
No, citizens.
On average,
Are
they
you
kidnap
listening?
bad people.
Are you listening to anything
real
that
quick,
we have said?
Real quick, what percentage? Let's talk about ICE real quick. What percentage of people taken by ICE have a criminal record?
100, probably like 90% of them, because the moment that they
No,
come into the
it's
they
30,
hop
you fucking
illegally,
dumbass.
that's a crime.
Nope,
That's
that doesn't
crime.
mean they have a criminal record, you absolute ignoramus. 70%
That's a
of
crime.
people. Nope, that doesn't mean they have a criminal record, you ignoramus.
So because
70% of people.
you
Stop
committed.
talking. Shut the fuck up. 70% of people arrested by ICE have zero criminal records. They are innocent in the eyes of the law. They are being kidnapped and sent to concentration camps like CCOT. You're a giant raging piece of shit. I hope you know that. I hope you're just aware. I hope you are just completely aware that, like, on the piece of shit scale, you're above OJ Simpson. And he's pretty high. So just keep that in mind, Anthony. And I hope when they, because I'm sorry, I hear your voice, Anthony. Do you know that having an accent is charged due to Trump's administration? If you have an accent, they can stop and pull you over and detain you and check to see if you're a citizen. Did you know that?
Yeah, and that I usually carry my passport with me so that I'd be able to prove that I'm a citizen.
Oh, wow. Anthony, you're a giant flaming turd. You know that? Your mom might also
Well,
be a turd. I don't know enough about her to know. But she birthed you, and look how you turned
listen.
out.
I'm not gonna play that game with you.
I don't give a fuck about the game you play.
Is.
I don't care about your opinion. Your opinion is we should move to a fascist police state where we lose the ability to protest the government. We lose the ability of civil rights.
I don't think you heard me correctly, because that's not what
I did hear you correctly. What do you think police states do? Do you think police states are like, oh my God, please protest us openly? You can't openly protest
for
Bukele.
a permanent police
Yes,
state.
you. I don't.
wasn't
Do you
calling
think?
for, no.
I'm sorry. Name one police state that willingly gave up their police state. Name one. Any.
It doesn't matter if there isn't any.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up,
we
Anthony.
Can have
Get the fuck out of here. Take your Nazi shit somewhere else, dog.
That's crazy.
Like, I didn't say, not a permanent police state.
Yeah, like any amount of police state being acceptable is crazy.
Fuck them. Bro, like what?
Oh my gosh.
Ain't no fucking shot, bro. Just a little itty bitty police state. And then I promise you, they'll give up that police state. Lux, can you think of a single police state that willingly gave up power?
I'm not like a historian or anything, but I feel like I would have heard if there was one.
He said, over here, guys, me. I'll simp for the Nazis.
I just gotta say, we know what color he was. Like, this is crazy to me.
You ain't staying here, bro. When the police state comes and they say because the problem is they think being citizens are going to protect them. At the end of the day, what they want is a homogenous white only country.
Yeah.
You being a citizen ain't going to fucking matter, big dog.
He's going to feel great in the police state because his group is the one who is like, that's the thing about fascism that's so bad, is that it promises safety to a specific group of people. And he's just bought that hook, line, and sinker and doesn't seem to give a shit about anybody else.
No, oh my God, just a little itty bitty police state, guys. Just a little police state. Can we please have a little police state? What the fuck?
That's crazy.
Anyway, I'm excited for the next call with you, Lux. Can't wait for this next one. Jeremy from California. Welcome to the show. You're on with Jovan and Lux. How are you doing today? I hope you are not in favor of a police state.
No, I was just about to mention that guy was wilding.
We agree. Yeah. Jeremy, you're calling in to debate about trans men and women being men and women. Is that correct?
Yes. To be honest, I kind of like not sure about debating now. Not because I'm like scared or anything. It's more just I feel like I agree with you too much for this debate to be, I guess, worthwhile.
Well, I mean, do you agree that trans men and women are men and women?
So I would say yes. I wanted to talk more, I guess, about the sports aspect. So like I know like for you, your view that I've seen is more of the what's the word? Like for me it's more, I guess, the combat sports that I have an issue with.
Okay. What's your issue with combat sports? Are they too boring? That's my issue with them.
Too many rules. Oh, we dropped him on Call-In Studio. No.
I'll call back. I don't give a shit. Call him back. It was probably an accident. Let's see. The Call-In Studio like caller thing, it takes fucking forever.
I've never done this before. This is exciting.
I do it. If somebody drops and like they're in the like we're about to like if it's clear like it wasn't a intentional drop, I'll call back. Why the fuck not? They wanted to debate.
Your call has been forwarded to voice.
Okay, well, guess
rip.
he doesn't want to debate. Well,
He was
Jeremy,
scared.
if you're watching the stream, call back. We'll gladly have the conversation with you. You know what I was gonna say about combat sports? We hear all the time that like, well, trans people are gonna ruin these sports. I think what's ruining the sports is not trans people. It is fucking Jake Paul. That's who's ruining boxing. Jake Paul, not the trans person.
His career is over though. Like after that jaw fracture, he's not coming back for that.
Did you see he was trying to sue that guy?
No.
Yeah, he's trying to take legal action.
Sportsmanship. Who?
Guys, 336-543-2101. As long as you're not a fascist sympathizer, call in. What are you eating?
Pizza.
Ooh, what kind?
Yeah, I got the Domino's thin crust. It's got like the crunchiness. It's good.
Fuck, do I want to order Domino's right now? Do I have the money to order Domino's right now? Fuck!
I knew I was gonna have a long night, so I was like, whatever, I'll just order pizza.
Oh, I absolutely do have the money to order Domino's right now.
Yes.
I might do it. Low-key. Not gonna lie to you, I might do it. Let's bring in the next person. Next up, we have Joseph. Joseph, him from Nevada, calling in. Joseph, if you can hear us, welcome in. You're on the line with Jovan and Lux. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
We're chilling. Never had a. What is Forrest has never had a bad day? I gotta come up with a better version of that.
Something even more annoying.
Yeah. Never had a day that I'm joking. Today's actually been terrible. Joseph, you think Trump's a good president? Is that correct?
Yeah. Awesome president.
Okay, why?
What he did in Venezuela, man, he made us look tough.
That was illegal.
Presidents like Joe Biden. I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't matter to you when we
Joe Biden leaving weapons for terrorists in Afghanistan.
What? I'm sorry. What weapons were left? They were decommissioned. We do that in every single war. Yeah, this is literally standard practice in every single. Yes, Joseph, this was standard practice in literally every war we have ever been in. We leave decommissioned armaments. Every single war. There is not a single war America has been in overseas. You want to bet? Name me one single war. Name me one single war America has fought in overseas where we didn't leave behind weapons when we left. One. Any.
Not saying, I'm not going to say this. I'm not saying that no weapons were decommissioned because I don't know, but they were driving around in tanks, flying helicopters.
They weren't flying our helicopters, friend. They were not flying our helicopters. But again, this is standard practice. No, they weren't. But also, if you have an issue with the Afghanistan pullout, why don't you have an issue with Donald Trump, who negotiated with the Taliban to release 5,000 Taliban, thus making it harder for us to pull out of Afghanistan because they now had 5,000 more people in the Taliban? Why don't you have an issue with that?
Dude, they could have had 20,000 more people. It's not harder for us to pull out their fucking.
Wait, so you're okay?
Taliban.
You're okay that Donald Trump negotiated the release of 5,000 Taliban soldiers? You're okay with that?
What did he get in return?
He got a couple of our people.
So we traded
and
people
money
for people.
Couple, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
so it's okay to negotiate with terrorists.
People for people. It doesn't sound bad. It doesn't sound bad. I mean, if you're trading my people for your people, that doesn't sound bad at all.
I just want to make sure then it is a good thing that we negotiate with terrorists.
I'm saying this. If, let's say, you're
actually, you know what? Wait. You know what?
You have my people. If I give you your people, you give me my people. How is that not fair?
Okay, so if he got anything else besides Just confirm me. If he got anything else besides people, that would be bad, though.
Anything else?
Like it's okay
people?
to trade people for people, but had he not gotten people, then that would have been a bad deal.
I mean, I don't know the full deal. If I know I need to know the full deal.
Sure, because I lied.
But
we didn't get any people. What happened was the Taliban agreed that they would not commit terrorist acts in where was it? Afghan territory. That didn't happen. That violence would be reduced. That didn't happen. That intra-Afghan peace talks would begin between the Taliban and the Afghan government. That didn't happen. And that the eventual that the U.S. would eventually withdraw. There would be like a political settlement after the U.S. withdraws. That didn't happen. So we kind of got jack shit. You know what they got? 5,000 free Taliban prisoners.
I mean, I don't know the deal. I don't even know if that's true or not. Because
No?
I mean,
Okay.
you just gave up false information at first, you know?
Just gonna accuse us of
But
lying? That sounds like you're operating in
accuse you of
good
lying?
faith.
I mean,
You're such
did he
that's
just
such
give
good
false
faith.
information?
No, it
You
was
just
called a
gave false
gotcha.
information. You just said that
It was called a
people, then you
gotcha,
said
and it
something
worked.
else.
It was called a gotcha, and it worked brilliantly.
So you lied.
No.
Yes, to prove a point. Well, no, I did to prove a point.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
got 1,000. We
You
got
twisted the
1,000
truth, yeah.
1,000 Afghan security workers were freed, but then the Taliban just took more Afghani people when they took control of Afghanistan.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see how you got me when you said they traded people
You
for
don't?
people, and I said that sounds like a good deal.
Sure. Let me ask you another question. You were cool with the war in Iraq, right? You think the way we handled Iraq was good?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know too much about the war in Iraq. I'm
No.
23 years old.
No. When do you believe that there were weapons of mass destruction in
but-
Iraq?
So from what I know, it does sound fucked up.
Oh, okay.
From what I know.
Do you believe that the U.S. government lied about the reason they wanted to go into Iraq?
Yeah.
That it was fucked up that we lied about that.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Do you know what
and,
the real? Do you know what the
they
real
said that
reason
they-
we went into Iraq was?
Probably for their oil.
Mm-hmm. And you think it's fucked
No,
up for
it
the
was
United
because,
States?
No, actually, no.
It was because
it's
of
about
oil.
You got the answer right the first time.
Yeah,
you don't need to
you're
rewrite
you're
it.
right. You were right.
No,
It's 100.
no,
Iraq was 100%
It is about oil,
oil.
but let me elaborate a little bit more. They tried to sell oil in euros. That's what fucked them up.
We went in there for oil, friend. Right?
Because
like
they
the
tried
United
to sell it
States.
in euros.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We still lied about weapons of mass destruction so we could go take control and take oil.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's right, but that's what it was about. That it was about they were trying to sell oil.
So then let me
euros
ask
and
you
not in
this:
dollars.
when we went into Iraq, did we happen to take out a certain political leader?
Yeah, what's his name, Hussein or something like that?
Yeah, because we knew that Hussein would like try to stop us from taking the oil, right?
Yeah.
So do you think it might be fucked up to take out a political leader of a country that would stop us so that we can go and take that country's oil?
I know what you're getting at.
You do?
But I feel like in Venezuela's case, he was treating his people like shit, and he fucking was a drug dealer.
Oh, so you think Trump cares about drug dealers? You think it was about the drug dealing?
I mean, even if he used that as an excuse to take their oil, I mean, it is what it is.
So it is okay
all
for
these
us to
presidents-
use
it
an
doesn't matter.
excuse. Wait. So it is okay for a president to use an excuse to go into a country to try to siphon off their oil. That is an okay thing for presidents to do. Because you just said Bush was bad for doing it. You said it wasn't okay that Bush did it. But now that Trump did it, it's okay.
I'm saying this, that, you know, presidents for both sides, they do false flag operations. It could be on any scale. If it's going to help the American people, I feel like, fuck it.
So it was okay that Bush started a war with Iraq.
Did it help the American people?
No.
Did no.
War with Iraq.
It
The
was
war
a
with
waste of
Iraq.
time and money.
Okay. And you think Venezuela is going to help us?
if everything plays out right, go according to plan that Trump
How
has,
so?
yeah,
How so? What's Trump's plan? What is
because we're
Trump's
taking
plan in
their oil.
Venezuela?
We're taking their oil. To
We
take
tried
their
to
oil.
take we took the oil in Iraq too. We didn't see a net benefit from that.
But Venezuela has the largest proven reserves of oil, and it's the heavy oil that we need for our
okay for the
refineries.
so as long as it benefits us, it's okay that the United States goes into a foreign country and steals from them. That's okay.
Yeah, because I mean, all these countries been doing this shit for thousands of years.
You can just say yes, because like we're just trying to get the basic idea of what you believe.
Oh,
So
I
you
mean,
believe
shit, yo,
it's okay.
we're having a
Hold up,
debate.
hold
We're
up,
having
hold
a
up, hold up,
debate.
hold up. I was in
We're
the middle of
having a
saying
debate.
something. So the question is, you are totally cool with living in a country that steals, that forcibly removes the leaders of other countries, that starts years-long wars that cost the taxpayers money, that send our citizens, our service members to fight and die on foreign lands. You think it's cool and good. That's a yes or no question.
If we're having a debate, I can elaborate on why
I have a
agree
mute button.
or
I don't care
disagree.
about your whole spiel.
Oh, okay,
I
what,
just
then
want
fuck
an
you
answer
then,
to
you
the
fucking
question.
trans bitch. Fuck you. Eat a dick.
Bye, bitch. I don't need to talk to you.
We've gotten to the point where MAGA is now just going, it's okay that we steal things from other countries.
Yeah. Like, I just don't understand how, like, maybe this is just me being arsler, but like, I care about people and I care about doing harm to people. And I have like a basic ethics of like not stealing shit and not making life worse for other people for no discernible reason. And like, if that's what it means to be normal, that like you just are okay with stealing things and deposing other people's leaders and going outside of your jurisdiction and committing international crimes, like I'm glad that I'm a freak. Like that's how I feel.
My question to MAGA, just a quick question. Y'all would be cool then if Mexico like invaded Texas and like stole stuff because it like benefited Mexico? Y'all be cool with that? Y'all be dope with that? That'd be okay with you? Because stealing stuff is okay if it benefits your country?
Yeah.
It's might makes right. They all believe in might makes right, and it's fucking disgusting. I bet all these same people like to be like, I'm a Christian. Jeebus.
You know who has a lot of oil? Canada. They better look out.
Watch out, Canada. Jeebus coming in to steal your oil. 336-543-2101 if you think you can handle a debate with us. So far, we've talked to a bunch of people that are functionally idiots. Can you prove to us that you are not functionally an idiot? 336-543-2101. Prove to us that you're not functionally an idiot. Let's bring in the next person. Ben, him from Missouri. Ben, if you can hear us, welcome to the show. You're on with Jovan and Lux. How are you doing today?
Yo, hey, what's up, Jovan and Lux? Happy to be here.
All right, now, Ben, I'm sure I'm reading this incorrectly, right? I've got to be.
No, sir. No, sir.
You think the right deserved to do January 6th?
I believe they deserved to do something after how we were treated in 2020. I'm disappointed it ended up as January 6th.
How are you?
Well, we had to tolerate racial riots when we were all supposed to be locked down for a pandemic.
Sorry, am I?
A pandemic
I must be missing something. Where were these mass riots happening?
They were integrated with the protests.
Okay,
and they used the protests as distractions to activate the riots. It was like Antifa stuff.
Oh, you mean the police riots?
Yeah, there were police there.
No. The police riots.
Yes, correct.
Do you know what a police riot is?
The riots. The riot over George Floyd. Is that what you're suggesting?
Okay. So a police riot is when the police start a riot, which is what they did over and over again. Like I literally had a thread of hundreds of examples of videos, just actual videos taken live of cops starting the violence over and over again. So that's the problem that you want to talk about, right?
We can talk about
police
that.
rioting against peaceful protesters.
Okay, so here's the deal. The main thing with that is if the police gave legal orders for the rioters to disperse and they did not listen.
You don't care
so
about
then
legal
the riot
orders.
Police.
You don't give a shit about legal orders. They gave legal orders for the January 6th. They gave legal orders for the January 6th protesters to leave. You didn't care then. Why do you care now? Why do you care in this instance?
because I saw the distinction between the protesters that were behaving and the rioters that were not. So I tried to give the due credit to the riots of 2020 and the protests of 2020. And I feel like the due credit for January 6th was not given. Most of the people were actually rather peaceful.
Most of the people were peaceful.
Yes.
What percentage
so much so
would you say?
that the 90+%.
You think 90% of the people at January 6th were peaceful? Why were they there in the first place?
Yes. Well, they were there because it's their nation's capital. Okay. So yes, they were there to support Trump's attempts to
do what?
Stop the election results of Biden from going through.
Well, no,
They were there.
It wasn't to stop. No. Hold on. That's a factually incorrect reading. That's a factually incorrect reading of what happened. They were there to try to coerce through violence Mike Pence to falsify a fake slate of electors.
Once again, I don't think most of them were there to do that. I know that we had the gallows and saying Mike Pence. Why did Trump hold a rally in the first place? Because Trump always does that. He's been great at that for decades. That's Trump's thing. And that's the thing.
When did the what was Trump's stated reason for holding a rally on January 6th?
I'm not sure. Do you have the tweet?
Well, it wasn't a tweet.
Just
it
tell
would
me
have been the entirety of what he talked about during his speech at the
I'll
rally.
be completely honest with you. I think he had multiple motivations. I think we all had multiple motivations. So yes.
He didn't.
I think he had multiple motivations.
His whole purpose of the rally was to contest the election certifications. The only reason he was there. An election certification he knew was legitimate because he was trying to put through fake electors, which was illegal.
Yes, Trump really tries to do things sometimes when he thinks he's right. And it doesn't matter who's around him telling him he's wrong. If he thinks he's right, he's going to kind of charge forth. And I think he did a lot of that in 2020 for that. I don't think it's as malicious as a lot of the other side puts on him. I think a lot of it is just Trumpiness.
You don't think trying to certify fake electors from swing states is malicious? You don't think him hearing that they're chanting "Hang Mike Pence" and waiting 3 hours to tell them to go home is malicious?
That one's really hard to justify, his waiting 3 hours. I'll give you that one. Once again, you can't underestimate the sentiment on our side. You can't underestimate the sentiment on our side in the way that we were made to feel in 2020.
Oh, were made to feel that you were bad. Your white guilt is what led you to think that we needed that, right? You felt bad because people were making you feel. You felt bad because people made you feel bad that you were white.
Well, that's not a fair characterization. We didn't plan for January 6th to become what it became. It wasn't supposed to be like a freaking Capitol insurrection like that. I really don't think so.
It was. It absolutely was.
Well, then we have to talk about Ray Epps, and then we have to talk about the pipe bomb that got swept under the rug, and then we have to talk about Nancy Pelosi not bringing in the National Guard, and then we have to talk about
Trump,
like a bazillion other things.
What is this? Everybody keeps talking about this Nancy Pelosi. Trump had control of the National Guard. Nancy Pelosi didn't have to do shit. Trump had control of the National Guard. He was still in office. He was still the president. So all of a sudden, Trump can send National Guard into Chicago. He can send the National Guard into D.C., but all of a sudden he couldn't send them into D.C. during January 6th. I wonder why. Wonder why that was just beyond his power.
I'll be honest with you, brother.
Ridiculous.
I can't remember the exact detail, but I am getting an emotional resonance that there was a reason. There was a legitimate reason, and it was basically more or less, there was political bullshit. Somebody didn't want to help somebody else, and it led to one thing to another, and all of a sudden they were undersecured.
Somebody didn't want to help somebody else? You mean Mike Pence didn't want to help Donald Trump?
Politics. No, that's just politics.
Mike Pence didn't want to help Donald Trump do something illegal? Yeah, good for Mike Pence.
Yes, that's true.
He earned my goddamn respect that day.
Yeah. He did. His speech was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal.
But
it's too bad that we didn't like him more afterwards, because...
And right now you're telling me that January 6th was warranted because you guys' feelings were hurt because people were saying,
Yeah.
hey guys, there's an issue with racial discrimination in policing. And because of that, you're like,
Hey,
well, our
we've
feelings were
got-
hurt by this.
Well, okay, we got the memo.
Storm the
memo on
Capitol.
that the last 6 decades. We've had the memo on the racial
Really?
things for
Then
the
why
last 6
hasn't it
decades
stopped?
because of the
If
behavior
y'all
of you
got
people.
the memo, the behavior of us people.
It's
What's
all
the
of your
behavior
own
of us
behavior.
people? What's the behavior? Go ahead, tell me.
Yeah, the behavior is being denigracious to the same state that carries your prosperity.
Carries our prosperity.
Being
Oh, you mean
the
the
same
state
nation
that
that
burned our cities
provides
to the
you
ground?
with the greatest
The
chance
nation-
to ever have
the
freedom
nation
and
that-
liberty
the
ever
nation that
for
burned our
humankind.
cities
You
to
want
the
to sit
ground?
there and defend.
Is that what you're talking about?
You mean the
fucking piece of
rioters
shit?
that burned the cities to the ground?
The nation that burned our cities to the ground every time we tried to like build cities up for ourselves. Every time we tried to build our bootstraps up, burned us down like Tulsa, Oklahoma, bulldozed over our homes like they did in Central Park. That nation. The nation that put redlining laws into place for us between fucking 1930 and 1970, that nation. The nation that kills us at a higher rate than you guys, that nation, that's the nation that is propping us up so vehemently. The nation that still has inequities in all sectors, education, policing, medical, that nation. We should just be kissing the feet of the white man is what I should be doing. Thank you, Master White Man.
Nope.
Thank you so much for giving me
Nope.
the
No,
opportunity.
thank you.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, Massa. This stupid as shit.
Hey man, this
It's the
okay.
dumbest shit I've ever
So I'll
heard.
be honest. This
as
is
fuck.
part of the behavior
Oh, this is
that I
part
was
of the behavior.
discussing.
I
You're
don't
doing
give
it
a
right now.
fuck. I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. Fuck you. I don't care.
Thanks for being openly
God
racist. That makes
damn.
it a little bit easier to talk
Well,
to you.
Eat my goddamn
Well, I
asshole
don't,
for all I give a fuck. Here,
you know,
Ben, let's make it real
I'm
quick.
not an
One
athlete
question,
leader
real quick.
personally. I'm not an athlete leader,
care,
but
Ben. I don't care, Ben. One question. Do you
I
believe
assume it
systemic
might be
racism
pleasant.
exists? Ben, do you think systemic racism exists? Yes or no?
man, I think it's hard to prove in this nation in this day and age.
It's not. You want to bet? I can prove it in 10 seconds. You want to bet?
Well, what do you want to bet on it?
I'll bet $100 that it
Okay,
exists.
we'll just go with it. I don't got $100, but I bet you if I did.
I'll bet you $10 it exists, Ben.
Hey, if I had some way to bet you, I'd bet you $10.
Great. Let's prove you wrong. Stanford did a study. They analyzed 90 million traffic stops in the United States. 90 million of them across the continental United States. They found that when the sun is out, Black people get pulled over at a rate 16 times higher than white people. This is adjusting for tickets, adjusting for type of car, adjusting for weather, adjusting for every factor they could adjust for. Then they found out that when it's dark at that same time and the police officer can no longer see the color of the skin of the person driving, that the pullover rates start to even out. Why would cops pull over Black people more when they can see them?
Because they're making a racial judgment call.
Oh, so
And I'm not saying that's right.
hold on, stop. So
I
across the
myself am-
United States,
I-
hold on, stop talking, please. So across the United States,
I did.
cops across the United States consistently pull over Black people more due to a racial bias that those cops have. That's what you're telling me?
I think that that's very likely. But I think the
Okay,
source of the racial
so-
bias
nope,
is
stop
that we're
talking.
missing
Nope,
it. I don't know
nope,
if it's
stop
just
talking.
hatred.
Stop
of
talking.
making
Stop
bias.
talking, please.
Okay.
Stop talking. I don't care if it's hatred. I don't care what the bias comes from. What you're admitting to me is that cops in the United States, even when there is no provocation, because again, this study adjusts for all that, pull over Black people more due to a racial bias. So we have a system of policing that systemically targets Black people even when they're doing nothing wrong. Hey, Lux, real quick, what would you call that?
It sounds like systemic racism, but listen. I'm just
Whoa.
along for the ride here.
Whoa. Oh.
What? Oh no, I wanted you to
Shivers.
speak up.
Shivers. Who would have guessed? So do you agree systemic racism exists, Ben? Yes or no?
You know, it exists. It does. I think you're overshooting
beautiful.
the source of the hatred.
Great. Love that. I love that. So we agree
Like
systemic
it hurts my
racism
feelings when I
exists.
hear that. Yes, it
We
hurts
agree.
my feelings when
Systemic
Tim
racism,
Scott
great,
gets
beautiful.
pulled over for being Black. It hurts my feelings when Black judges
doesn't.
who are very
don't give a
professional
shit.
and very disciplined
You don't care.
Hey, man, that's not good. You can't tell me
No,
what
Ben,
I'm
you don't.
feeling
Yes, I
in my
can.
heart.
Yeah, no. Ooh.
Well, then I
Fun
can tell
fact.
you what you're
Yes, I
feeling in
can.
your heart, can't I?
Sure. What am I
Okay,
feeling
then
right
I
now at this moment? Use the ESPN that you definitely got and tell me what I'm feeling at this moment.
Pride.
Pride.
Pride, I
Incorrect.
think.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
No, pride.
I'm feeling annoyed.
PRID.
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling pride. I'm feeling annoyed.
You're not proud
At
at
a
all?
racist piece of shit.
You're not proud at
a
all
racist
for
piece of
standing up
shit.
for what you believe in?
I don't feel pride at this moment. I feel annoyed. I feel an
Oh,
annoyance.
man.
I feel like there's this little devil on my shoulder telling me not to crash out on you and continue to have this conversation when you're telling me, hey, we were tired of you guys saying that all of this systemic racism stuff is happening. While you're also admitting that the
I'm starting
systemic
to actually
racism
feel
stuff.
what kind
Ben,
of
I'm
person
sorry.
you are. So
Ben,
it's
I'm
been a
sorry.
great,
I'm sorry.
it's
I'm
been a
sorry.
great
I'm sorry.
conversation, but I need to talk
Ben,
anymore. Lux has been nice talking with you.
shut the fuck up. I don't care. Goodbye. Fucking eat my ass, Ben. Put your face as deep into it as you possibly can.
This has been very fun so far. I was worried it would be a slow night.
I told you my fuse was short as fuck today, bro. I told chat. Oh.
That's fun.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You weren't the kind, quiet black person I wanted you to be. Lux was great, but you weren't the kind, quiet black person I needed so I could spout off this nonsense bigotry that black people are responsible for systemic racism. It's you guys. It's your fault, black people. If you would only do what we say and build your own communities up like we did when they got burnt to the ground or bulldozed for a fucking park.
He also said that black people are responsible for Jan 6 because he was saying that black people being in the streets for George Floyd is justification for the insurrection of January 6th. Like, it was just racism all the way down.
God damn, bro. Maybe we don't need freedom of speech. I actually think I might agree with that other caller before. Let's just that's the one civil liberty we can take away. Let's take away freedom of speech. I'm so done. These people should not have microphones. I gotta pee. Do you want to start wait, what's the next call? Oh God. Actually, let's bring up Garrett, because we'll do Garrett first. Garrett from
Yeah, that's perfect.
KS. Is that Kansas?
Yes, it is.
Garrett from Kansas, you're on with Jovan and Lux. How are you doing today, Garrett?
Hey, I'm doing good. A little bit sick though.
Sorry to hear that, Garrett. You're gonna talk to Lux because I'm gonna go pee in a potty.
Hey, don't have too much fun.
Well, hey, Garrett, what's going on?
All right. About a month or two ago, I called, and you and Johnny were on the line. And I basically called in with a really dumb talking point about how I didn't like certain just LGBT or woke things being taught at schools. And I was really dumb. I got, showed up. I know a lot more now, got a lot more empathy. And honestly, I'm better for it. Like, for example, I found out my sibling was non-binary, and they never wanted to talk to me about it. Duh. But
yeah,
just, I don't know, just feel like opening up my heart and mind. Just, I'm seeing things a lot more differently now. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid, so to speak.
Well, hey, that's cool. I mean, honestly, that's one of the best things to hear is that, like, not only did your mind change in a way that could cause you to vote differently, but it has also, like, opened up a potential relationship with your sibling that you wouldn't have had otherwise. And so, like, I am glad to hear it, and I hope that people listening take it to heart that, like, these political ideologies, and you can attest to this if you want to expand on it further, but these political, philosophies that we subscribe to, they have an impact on our personal lives and our ability to connect with other people. So yeah, that's really great to hear. Yeah, I don't know if you want to add anything else.
Yeah, I'll just add one thing, honestly. The current situation going on with Venezuela, it's really split my family. We're a military family, so half of us kind of think intrinsically might is right, which I'm now starting to think is stupid, but the other half of us are just kind of trying to keep the peace, and it's a really big deal. Like, I don't like it. Like, I think it's important that we, like, stick up for what we believe in, but I don't think we should, like, compromise that for a it's a hard balance, I feel,
Yeah, and I mean, you probably are familiar with this idea of like, oh, uh, the millennials these days, they're just cutting off their parents over political beliefs, but it is hard to sit at a table with people who support a fascist regime. It's like it's hard to sit at a table with someone who's transphobic if you are trans. You have to your sibling was presumably having to leave that part of themselves outside when they would enter into spaces with you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like you don't actually get to interact with them on a true level, and it's sad.
Yeah, totally. Are you working on any of your other family members now? That like now that your opinions have shifted a little bit, are you gonna like you know take that opportunity to not like be confrontational perhaps, but just like, hey, maybe you could think about this a little bit and like here's something that I recently changed my mind on or anything like that?
That's actually exactly what I've been doing. I'm trying to be like really calm and rational and just, get my points across in ways that I feel like they'll understand. But, I don't want them to trample over my sibling or others like in public, like if that makes sense.
Yeah. Can I ask if there was anything in particular that kind of stuck in your craw and that was like sort of the mechanism behind changing your mind on those issues?
I feel like it was just getting it point out that it came from a place of like ignorance and hate. There wasn't any actual like facts there, Like I like to feel like at the end of the day, I can look at the numbers and facts and make a decision. And when I was shown them, I was kind of stupid. So I kind of had to, play catch up in a way.
Okay. Did you end up like going and looking up any facts afterwards, or were you just like, I don't have a good reason to believe this, so I'm okay with letting it go without having like looked into it further?
I was a bit confused and upset at first, I'll be honest, but I, kept watching some of the streams, tuned in some other people's. I think, what is it, Dean or something? Dean? Yeah. That guy's kind of cool. But I mainly did talk to my sibling, and they gave me a lot of like a different perspective. Like I feel like you really do kind of like have to talk to someone who gets it for you to, get a better grasp on it.
That's cool. I love that that you were able to take those kind of like those feelings and that evolution and that someone close to you was able to like guide you through the last part and like open up to you and kind of start that whole process. So yeah, that's really cool to hear, man.
Yeah, I didn't want to take too much time, of course. I hope everyone has a clear rest of their night.
Yeah, thanks so much. It makes it worth it, and it's good to hear back because a lot of the time when people are in a deconstruction of whether it's their religion or their political beliefs or anything, frequently we don't hear back. And so I appreciate you taking the time and giving the feedback so that it gives me a little warm fuzzy feeling that this is not just for fun and entertainment. We do actually pull people toward us. So yeah, I think thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, of course. That was exactly what I wanted. The last few calls were honestly really rough to listen to.
Yeah, palate cleanser. I appreciate it. Well, I'll let you go if you want to get out of here, Garrett.
Yeah,
I appreciate you again. Cool. That was cool.
No lie, I know that the last couple of calls have been with literal Nazis and shit.
Mhm.
But like this is cathartic for me. I needed this a little bit.
Yeah. He said his sibling came out as non-binary to him after he changed his mind about some like transphobic beliefs. So I was like, yeah, you got to like have a relationship with your sibling again. That's great.
Wait, that's actually awesome.
Legit. Yeah. I was like, yes, we did it. We made it. Which I think
We
is funny
did it,
because I'm sure we
Joe.
yelled at him. I'm so certain that Jimmy and I ripped him a new one. I'm sure we weren't nice about it.
I gotta send you. I don't know if you watch any of my stuff, but I gotta send you. There's this call that I had where I dead ass bully this kid hard as fuck who was transphobic as shit. Like I was mean as shit to him, and by the end of the call, he was apologizing to trans people on air. I don't know what it was. I don't know why the tough love worked for him, but it worked hard as shit. He was like, "Yeah, I never thought about it this way. You're right. I'm the bad person in this scenario." I was like, "Oh shit."
Damn. See, I'm just gonna come back to this every time somebody tells me like you're too mean, like you need to be nicer. Like no. Everybody needs something different in their process. Sometimes they need Josie Caballero to be like, well, here's my personal experience and let me guide you through it. And sometimes they need to be told that they're acting stupid. There we go.
True. All right, let's bring up this next person. we have Manuel, one of those. Manuel from California. Welcome to the show. You're on with Jovan and Lux. How are you doing today?
Jovan, you already know Trump is the best president in history. I thought you knew this.
Prove it.
We'll
make it super simple. We'll make it super simple. You said he's great for the economy. Let's make it super simple. Name me the specific Trump policy that positively benefited the economy and give me a source for the amount in which it positively did that.
Well, he raised the prices on everything, making it harder for Americans to have purchasing power. And he also exposed the pedophile cabal that's linked to Israel. How could you not admit he's the best president ever, bro?
What is this call right now?
Did you just say that raising the costs for Americans in an already an economic crisis for like a lot of people that's like a good thing, that's a good decision?
It's great. It's great. Isn't it great?
Yeah, I just can't get over how great it is, man.
What is this call right now? What do you
troll?
Like like do you think you waited 34 minutes to troll?
Nah, I just wanted to talk to you.
About like you could have just asked me on a date. Like I don't want.
Senpai has noticed you.
I'm trolling. I'm fucking around. I hate Trump and shit. Hey, but on another note, how do you guys feel about like Ukraine and all that? Any thoughts on that?
No. I'm moving on.
Okay. I was like, I don't think so. All right.
Like
man.
read the room. God damn.
It's so parasocial. It's like creepy.
319 or sorry 319. Jesus Christ. I was gonna say I was mixing up both this number and my calling number. 336-543-2101. We still have time for some calls. There's one more person in the queue, and
it's been a while.
Doing this? Are we really doing this?
I said yes.
That's what's crazy to me is that you said yes.
I know. I just like yelling at him.
You start this one then.
All right. Guess what, everybody? We're bringing in Andrew from New Jersey, who describes himself. Well, I guess that might not be what he actually said. Did you say that you're a MAGA, Andrew, or was that just what the call-in screener put?
Yes, ma'am. I am a MAGA.
Of course, he's MAGA.
Okay. I mean, no, it makes sense. You've defended fascism numerous times, and also you're a rape apologist. So that's the. I want to be totally clear. That is why you got banned. You got banned because you are a rape apologist.
Well, I didn't defend rape. I don't know what I said.
No, you just repeatedly said, well, she didn't say no.
No, that wasn't the point I was trying to make. The point I was trying to make was... But it's
what you said.
We don't know
what
happened.
You said it more than once. And that's why I know that you said it, because you said it more than once.
Well, no, I was trying to say we don't know what happened. That was the gist of my argument. I wasn't trying to...
You said, you asked, where does it say... You asked, and to be fair, I kind of hated the fact that they were talking about this anyway, but what you said was, where does it say in the Bible that Mary said no?
Yeah, well, no, the initial call, then I didn't.
It's like if a girl a girl says that she was raped, and you say, "But did you say no?" Though, that's called rape apologetics.
Well, no, if the girl comes up to me and she says that she was raped, and I say what I said, that I can understand that position. But the position I was trying to make was that we don't know what happened. That was the gist of my argument. I wasn't trying to apologize for a rape or none of that other stuff.
Okay. I mean, the entire premise of the conversation was that in that culture at that time, the age that she would have been married off at was 12 and a half. So it doesn't really matter whether she said no.
Well, they said that's the general age. The point I was trying to prove was they had no evidence that Mary was definitively 14. They just said, generally speaking, girls got married off at that age. But I said that might not be the case in Mary's case.
As John said to you, that was actually giving a lot of positive assumptions because like it was like standardized in their society. Every girl who got married off at 12 and a half. It would have been extraordinary to allow a woman to go until age 18 without marrying her off to be repeatedly raped.
But do you think that outliers existed
Mary's
back?
literally described in the Bible as a, what is it, Parthenos? Parthenos is, I think, the word
whatever
they use.
word that specifically means 12 and a half years old,
It
in Jewish culture.
It means young woman. It's Greek for young woman.
But does that mean? But does that mean, how you know Mary wasn't an outlier? She could have been an outlier. That's just the standard practice in their society that the girls were.
This is what I mean,
young.
dude. This is rape apologetics.
I'm not apologizing for rape.
What if she was?
I'm not.
What if she actually was? Maybe like again, and they granted you this, and they said, look, even if she was 18, God just told her, I'm going to do this to you. There is no situation in which you can reasonably say no. You're just a terrible fucking person, Andrew. You're a fascist. You're a rape apologist. You called one of our hosts a whore. Like, you're just a terrible person. And I really only have you here because you will sit there silently while I tell you you're a fucking asshole. It's really cathartic.
No, I didn't call Alyssa. I wouldn't just walk up to
You knew exactly
Alyssa.
what I was talking about, Andrew. Good night. Thank you for letting me do that. I just really needed to. I just needed to get out of my system.
It's cool. You saw me this whole show. I needed it too. This is therapy for us. This is therapeutic.
Listen, I've had a rough week, and so I needed to yell at someone.
Yo, I've had a rough 24 hours, so I get it.
Legit.
Listen, we've let me see if there's any interesting we don't have anybody else in the queue, so you still have some time. 336-543-2101. I figure when the show hits 2 hours, if we don't get another call, we can wrap up.
Yeah,
but we're sitting here waiting for a call. You have 5 minutes?
No, that would be the 2 hour mark. Well, I guess we started a little bit late.
We started late.
Yeah,
I have another 13.
If there's no calls in like 13 minutes, yeah.
Let's see if we got any cool super chat. Glenn Pixie said disabled people shouldn't have to pay for accessibility. True. Damn, I never ordered pizza because I never ordered pizza.
That's really sad.
Damn, somebody pay for my pizza. How much is Domino's? Somebody pay for my Domino's, and I'll if someone pays for my Domino's, I'll send Lux a free T-shirt. Wait, that would defeat the purpose. That would defeat the purpose.
Just net zero.
Yeah, I would literally net zero on that. What else do we have?
Got some cool shirts though. I remember there being one that I was like, I need to buy one, and then I forgot it until literally just this moment.
No, because I told you I would send you it, and I forgot. I'll still do that. I won't forget.
Neurodivergent powers.
Form of autism.
Oh God, that's good.
The U.S. has always been pretty fake. Now the U.S. has become a total fraud. I agree. Never had a bidet. Never had a bidet is a great name, by the way.
Yeah.
Damn. Trump is a hypocrite because back in 2016 he said no more new wars, but now Venezuela really. MAGA did not vote for war. They voted for a wall. Fuck him. True. Justin told Blitz he's never seen The Matrix, and ever since everyone is having audio and call issues. Coincidence? Nope. I loved this one from Misha. Jimmy Snow is the dead wife haunting the narrative of this show today.
We've done the minority takeover of the Jimmy Snow show. It's
my
official.
God, true. True. Big W to Jovan for trapping this dumb turf in a contradiction. What else? When they asked Bear or Darren, the women said rope. Yo!
Wow.
Intelligence has always chased after Darren. Unfortunately, he has always been faster. Chat, God damn. Oh my God, Known. Thank you for the super chat on my channel for the pizza fund. Unfortunately, something to know about YouTube. I won't get that money for 2 months.
Yeah.
So
and they're going to take 40% of it.
That doesn't really help with the pizza fund, unfortunately. But thank you so much for the super. I will buy a pizza in 2 months and dedicate it to you. That's the one shitty thing about YouTube. But if somebody has my Cash App on hand, feel free. Is he actually advocating for not judging dictators? That's from Meg. Yes, he was. Oh my god. Chat, how have we felt about the Joe? What is our co-host name? Me and Jimmy would be Joemmy.
I saw somebody earlier was like Jovander / Luxan, I guess is how you would say it. I was like, it's one of those two. It's weird though, because it sounds like a ship name. Maybe this is just because I'm queer. Like, but
Well, they would,
whenever you
yeah, they would sound
combine
like ship
names,
names.
yeah.
By the way, I actually think about you. I've thought about you, Lux, every day for the past like 3 weeks because I've been watching Lucifer. And Lucifer's club in the show Lucifer is called Lux. So
Oh,
every
that's
time I
fun.
see the name of the club, I'm reminded of Luxander, and I'm like,
You know,
ah, yeah.
I didn't know this when I came up with the name, but because Lux does mean light and Ander is just like a person, technically I did name myself Lucifer Lightbringer. Like that is kind of technically what happened. It wasn't my
Ooh.
intention, but that is what happened.
Dude, my day was already rough, and I got to like the second to last episode of season 5 of Lucifer, and it broke me. I was having a really bad day, and then I watched that episode, and like a main character dies, and it's super sad. And I was in my bed, I was like, and I was not having fun.
I feel vindicated in my autism of like not wanting to watch new shows because they're emotionally unpredictable. Like I want to watch my same comfort shit over and over again.
I just read a comment, and I'm gonna read this out loud and pray
Oh,
we
no.
don't get demonetized. Someone said, and this is from AMZN Asian, said, Jovan, what's the difference between Donald Trump and Woody from Toy Story? They said Woody goes limp when children walk by.
Yeah.
God
That's crazy.
damn!
That's messed up.
Okay, Jesus Christ, I just want Domino's, bro. Yo! Known. Thank you so much for the $20 cash app so I can buy pizza. I'm gonna buy pizza now. Thank you, friend.
Hell yes.
Let's take this next call. Misty Nipples. Misty Nipples calling from Colorado. Misty Nipples, you're on with Jovan and Lux. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
You know, never took a bad shit, you know?
Everything makes a poop.
Misty, you said you're still trying to get clarification on sex versus gender. Is that correct?
It is, but it's not because I'm stupid. It's just I watch so many of these debates, and people talk over each other so much. So I can get the definition. I understand that. But I don't understand why there is such a debate over sex and gender.
Like a debate of people who think it's the same versus people who think it's different?
Yes.
I have an answer, but I want to hear Lux's opinion on it first.
I mean, I think that the reason why people hammer on it so hard is because people tend to treat them like they're identical in a way that's like, okay, if you were assigned a male at birth, then you are a man and there's nothing you can ever do that. Therefore, they're going to tell a trans woman to her face that she's a man. So there's been like this hammering on the idea that like, well, your biology is whatever, but your gender can change, or your gender is more like a social thing that it's like more part of how we interact with one another than the strict biological facts. Like the biology is medically relevant, maybe. I personally don't know that I agree with hammering on that difference as much, but like that's, I think, why. What were you going to say, Jovan?
I think it's because transphobes are stupid and they learned a really dumb thing in 3rd grade biology and never decided to look into it past that. That's
also accurate.
Okay. I mean, that brings it down to the basics of penis versus vagina.
Yeah, pretty much.
True.
Is there anything about it that you still feel like you need clarification on?
I think it's just frustrating that people can't honestly figure out that people can just be people, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why I even called it, but I just
No, Misty, totally
was one
fine. I'm
thing.
gonna let me tell you something. Let me tell you something because I think it's different for men and women. Because I don't think it's about. They all know at the end of the day. They know gender and sex are different. They know it at the end of the day, and I've learned that by talking to them. What the root of your question is why are they transphobic? Like, right? That's kind of the root of the question you're asking. And I at least I have a theory, especially when it comes to men, right? There's two reasons I think men are transphobic. Reason number one, they think trans women are hot and they have internalized homophobia because the Jerry Springer and Maury have told them that those people are actually just men trying to trick them. And so they fight with themselves over thinking trans women are hot. That's number one. Number two is men, especially in the United States, really like to hold on to masculinity. And they think anything that threatens masculinity is a threat to them personally. And to them, the biggest threat to masculinity is someone willingly giving up their masculinity. So that would be those are the two reasons I think men specifically tend to be transphobic. I don't really know why women do. It just seems weird to me. Lux might have have an answer as somebody who presents femme more than I do, but like I don't know. I'm coming for you though, Lux. I'm coming for you. I will be the most femme presenting line host by the end of 2026.
You've got more trans signaling than I do right now with those fucking ears.
But yeah, that's why I think men specifically are transphobic. That is in my opinion, that's what it always boils down to every time.
Yeah, I'm assuming that women are mostly transphobic because they are oppressed and they've decided to misdirect their anger at a group that has no power to harm them. So, you know.
Well, I guess I have nothing further than that, but I do appreciate you guys taking my call. It's just, I don't know. I wanted to talk to someone that identifies differently, and Jovan, I watch your stuff, and you're always
and I'm here too.
You're always pushing people, and I love it so much. I mean,
they push my buttons first, though, Misty. It's not my fault. I'm the victim.
I understand. They do push your buttons. They push my buttons.
Yeah.
I never get to yell back because I don't have an opposition to any of you guys. So I just have to.
Listen, I know for a fact that it is so hard for all of you guys in the chat and everybody watching and people like Lux who are who do identify outside of the strict Western gender binary. And it's so difficult for people like that. But I have to argue with people about it. So obviously I have it worse.
You win. You win.
Channeling my inner Jimmy Snow right now. Anyway, Misty, thank you for calling and talking with us today.
All right. Thank you for taking the call. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys.
Later.
W. Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that out of context and post it to Reddit.
Yeah. I think everybody's settling on Jovander. That seems appropriate. Just combine our names together.
I like Jovux.
Jovux? Ooh, yeah, I like that too.
Or Jalux. Jalux.
Okay, we're cooking here.
Jalux hits.
That's like an ice cream or a watch.
It's a vodka.
Oh, okay.
Top shelf, Jalux.
Absolutely.
Okay. Sure, we'll bring up the next person. Carly from PA. You're on the line with Jovan and Lux. How are you doing today?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Chilling. Now, Carly, you use any pronouns essentially? He, she, they, just so that everybody in the chat has it correct.
Yes, I'm gender fluid. So
no problem. And you wanted to talk about whether Trump was the worst president or Harry Truman was the worst president? Is that what we're?
Well, first of all, you missed the obvious there. Joe Lux is deluxe. It's right there.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, Royale
So,
with cheese.
But yeah, Harry Truman is the worst president that we've had simply because he is the only person that's ever used nuclear weapons on people. So Trump hasn't done that yet. You know, yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. He probably will. But Harry Truman dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, killed
Sure, I don't know that
hundreds of thousands.
I don't know that we're gonna have a massive disagreement on this. Although I would
No, I just
probably
so I think I'd call in and then help you guys out. So I'm probably more left than either one of you.
I would probably go with God. Who oversaw Korea though? I honestly would probably go with them over Truman.
I
just from
believe Harry
casualty
Truman.
alone. Was it Truman during Korea?
Harry-
Oh, well then yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, cool. Yeah, Truman. Yeah, fuck Truman. Giant piece of shit. Because I'm just thinking about the death toll. The death toll in Korea is in like the millions.
To attack from Korea, he wanted to attack China, and Harry Truman fired him and whatnot. So yeah, it was definitely Truman in Korea.
Yeah, so fuck yeah. So I would agree. I can agree. Fuck Truman.
But hey, we still got 3 years, so.
But
yeah, I'm just trying to think of. I'm just trying to think of civilian deaths, and North Korea outweighs Japan. But if both get to be attributed to him, North Korea and the bombing in Japan in World War II, god damn, that's a crazy number there.
But if you're talking war crimes and atrocities and whatnot, dropping nuclear bombs on somebody is just disgusting. So yeah, you can't get any worse than that.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, we definitely don't disagree.
Anybody that commits genocidal acts is disgusting. Like, I could not vote for Joe Biden or Kamala because Joe Biden was fully in support of Israel's genocide in Gaza. And Kamala was asked what she would do different, and she said, no, Joe Biden's perfect. I would never not change a thing. So I couldn't.
I mean, my only disagreement with that, I'll be honest with you, is just like I don't think it was a how do I phrase this? I think we're going to see a lot of people die because Trump is an idiot. And I was not voting for I gave my vote to the Democrats because there were a lot more marginalized people who are going to die under Trump. And there are a lot more people in third world countries that are going to die under Trump. And I was like, listen, if whether I vote or not, at least I know I can say, like, I didn't vote for the dude who's about to start World War III.
Yeah, I gave my vote to Jill Stein because I couldn't vote for either of those parties.
In Pennsylvania, yikes.
I don't have an issue with the way any marginalized person cast their vote. My issue with votes cast are by like cis-normative straight white people. That's people I got an issue with. Because let's be honest, that's who elected Donald Trump. It wasn't us. His biggest electing bodies were straight white men. That's who got him in, and then straight white women. So like that's who I hold water for. And I just think right now the internet's doing a lot of infighting, and I ain't trying to do those infighting.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Ooh, 16-piece Parmesan bread bites for $2.99.
Both the Democrats and the Republicans have kind of brought us to where we are now. They've been hand in hand in foreign policy. Nothing ever changes when you throw one out and you bring another one in. We've been going around the world being the bully, just having coups on every country. We started in Iran in 1953, and we've been doing it for 80 years. So this isn't anything new. What Trump's doing, he's just as bad as everybody else that we've had.
Hey, listen, I don't disagree. The U.S. is an imperialist state. It's always been an imperialist state. I just also recognize that more of my people are going to die under Donald Trump, you know?
I agree. Yeah, this president we have now is disgusting, and I do not like that he's in there, and not looking forward to the next 3 years. I don't know if we'll get through the next 3 years.
Lots of people will not, unfortunately.
but we started as an imperialist country, basically, and a genocidal country. It's in our genes. We wiped out the Indian population. Basically, we were the original, the OG of genocide. So it's not surprising that we're supporting it in Israel, because they're just doing exactly what the United States did. So.
Yep. Well, if you don't have anything for me to yell at you over, I think we'll probably scooch it along.
I saw you. I just called in to help you guys out because you said you had no callers in the queue, so I figured I'd.
It's all good. We're getting toward the end anyway, so.
Right. One thing else I'd like to say is this is everything that's happening is over, because of the petrodollar. Richard Nixon took us off the gold standard in '72. We made a deal with the Saudis that we're going to be the world's currency. If you buy and sell oil, it's got to be done in dollars. We've been weaponizing the dollar for years with economic sanctions. So here we are. The rest of the world basically finally said, fuck you, United States, and that they're, formed BRICS. BRICS is more powerful than the G7 now. And we are desperate. We're a dying empire, and we're just grasping at straws. So he's invading Venezuela, trying to get the oil. He's going to attack Greenland to try to get their rare minerals. This is what a dying empire does, because we can't run our war machine off of solar and wind power. So, this is like what Hirohito did in the 30s. Japan had no oil. The United States cut off the oil supply. So they took over Indonesia to get their oil. That's what we're trying to do in Venezuela. It's disgusting. I wish the United States would just become part of the world and get along with everybody and trying to stop being the bully and push everybody around. But this is what we are. This is what we've always been. It just seems like we've just been masked off. And so we used to try to hide it and pretend we were the good guys, but now we just rip the mask off and say, nope, we are torturers, we are murderers, we are, instead of flying the American flag, we should just the skull and crossbones, as we've been.
Well,
we've
like
just been stealing and plundering, and that's what we do, right?
Oh, well, we'll see how long that keeps going. Carly, thank you so much for calling in and talking with us today.
You're very welcome. Have a great day, guy. I love you both. So have a great day.
You as well.
Good night.
I think I figured it out. Never took a bad shit.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I think
there's something satisfying about that. I mean, it's like, listen, someday you're going to go to a hospital because you can't shit or something, and you're going to be like, well, I can't say that anymore.
Let's bring up, and this is gonna. Do you want to say last?
Yeah, let's be the last
evening?
call tonight. I want to go to bed.
Last call of the evening. This is gonna be Jeff from New York. Jeff from New York. You're on the line with Lux and Jovan. How are you doing today? Yeah. No. Yeah. That sounds pretty good. Yeah. Me too.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and he hung up. Okay.
Compelling points.
I maybe he heard me say this is gonna be the last call and didn't realize it was him.
Yeah, I don't know.
And so hung up. That was gonna be an interesting call. Okay, well that's our show. I hope you guys enjoyed Jalux. We'll have to plan for you to come on my stream, Lux, so that way we could do a whole gender board and really go to town on these is Jeff in my chat? Is Jeff there in chat? That'd be funny. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I don't know how we usually end this show, and I'm here every week.
I think is it just like a random outro song until
yeah. Hold on, I got
it.
Ready. Here we go. Get ready, Luthien. Here it comes. And that's the show. Jazzy.